Hi guys, this is Asal, and today I wanted to make a quick video for you to talk about psychology and law. But before I get into it on how psychology and law intersect, I'd like to talk about what psychology is actually. So I'm going to start from the very beginning. Back in the old days, Aristotle thought that human consciousness came from the heart and not from the head. And they believed that psychology is actually the study of the soul. But the thing is, back in the day, they didn't have sciences. But throughout time, we started having sciences, and scientists started looking at psychology in a different manner. Now, the definition of psychology would be the science of behavior and the mental processes. So now that I got into what psychology is exactly, I'd like to talk about how psychology and law intersect. So I think this would be very simple for you to guess, because you know what? A lot of times lawyers have to be really good psychologists, because lawyers would have to deal with their clients, which means they would have to know how to sympathize with clients and how to be good lawyers, how to be able to listen, how to know when their client is lying, when to put them on the stand, when not to put them on the stand, also to understand the psychology of the judge and the jurors. All that is psychology and law. But to get into it a little bit more, like for example, in criminal law, we had to study what is the definition of insanity. And attorneys know that there's different definitions of insanity under the Model Penal Code, or the Durham test, or the irresistible impulse test, or the biggest one, the Manhattan test. So yes, we do study psychology in, for example, criminal law, but even on a bigger basis, we have psychology in international law. For example, we have to understand why people do what they do. Why do they commit genocide, or why do they go ahead killing or torturing people? Like, for example, cases like Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy. Why do they do the things they do? Why do they behave that way? So that's where psychology and law comes in. And also, I'd like to get into where did the idea of psychology develop and who were the biggest thinkers on this. Of course, the first thinker that you'd ever think of when you think of psychology would be Freud. Freud was obsessed with psychology and why people behaved the way they did. And then after him, there was Wilhelm Wundt. But you know what? That would be a whole lesson on its own on who are these psychologists, or what were the ideas, and what psychology actually is. But to actually finish off this video, I'd like to talk about the idea of DSM. It's not an idea, it's actually a book that has all the psychological diseases in there. So if ever you wanted to know about what psychology is and what are different type of psychological diseases, you can look in the DSM. Anyway, to wrap this up, I would like to say that we use psychology in many ways. We use psychology to make the law better. We use psychology to understand people. And most importantly, lawyers have to use psychology to know how to deal with their clients. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day. Goodbye.